Alright, so we're playing a Limitless tournament today with Incineroar, and I made some adjustments since my video on it, but I'm trying to make it my primary deck because I love myself a good muscle car. And they're gonna flip tails, and we're gonna opt to go second, and hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass, but we'll see. I've been sort of trying to figure out if I want to go second or not. I think we're gonna start this Rotom here, just in case I want to retreat into a Budew. I see an Iron Hands. So this could be a bunch of different things, because everyone is playing Iron Hands nowadays. See a Pokestop. They're going to go for the Pokestop and get their Buddy Poffin and their Pal Pad. They'll play the Buddy Poffin. Is this Lost Box? Because what other deck is playing Buddy Poffin with Iron Hands? It is Lost Box. So we have some Comfeys. Do they have the Switch in hand to start? They don't. We get our own Buddy Poffin. So lovely, we can get a Budew and a Pidgey. And we can just stop them from switching. Let's go for a retreat into this Budew, and let's go grab Duskull as well. Let's go for a Duskull, and we can go for the Itchy Pollen for 10 damage and item lock them. It doesn't seem like they have items anyway. It's probably just a bunch of supporters, maybe a Colress or something, but their only way of retreating this Iron Hands is with Switch, and they don't have Switch right now, so they don't have access to Switch right now. So this is a pretty good start for me. They'll toss away an Iron Bundle and a Pokestop. There's an attach by hand onto Iron Hands, and then there's a pass. So I can start going. Amazing, we have the energy. If we have Forest Sealstone in my deck. I did not check for the prizing, but we do need it. We do have it, luckily. We'll go for the Forest Sealstone. I should really get into the habit of prize checking quickly, but we have the Torracat. Luckily, we have the Pidgeot, and we have the Grand Tree. So we can't get the attack off this turn because they only have 2 bench Pokemon. So, unfortunately, Incineroar relies on my opponent also not bricking, which is pretty funny, I'd say. So we can just go for another Quick Search. I mean, we can just go for another Budew attack here. But we can... I think we just go for another Energy. We'll go for Magma Basin. And this way we can attach onto our Litten and prep him for next turn. Because with one Colress Tenacity, I should be able to attack next turn in case he doesn't bench any more Pokemon. So there's another Itchy Pollen, no more Switch still, and it's looking pretty good. Unless he has a Professor Turo here, then they could start flower selecting. And yeah, this is a pretty scary matchup because they have access to Radiant Greninja, and I did take Manaphy out of my deck. There's a boss onto my Rotom. That does complicate things slightly, because I still need an energy to attack with this. So we'll go for the Quick Search. We're just gonna keep on doing the same thing, because if he's buying time, I gotta buy someone time as well. We'll go for the retreat into the Budew again. Magma Basin onto the Litten. So next turn we should be able to adjust attack for sure. And we'll go for an Itchy Pollen here. Could have benched a Charmander, honestly, but I think that's fine. Just their lack of Switch is really painful right now. They need an Electric Energy for the Arm Press. There's a Water Energy, so not the correct one. And there's a pass. Great, so now we can finally take out this Iron Hands. We can bench this Charmander, go for a Quick Search for this Colress Tenacity, go for an Energy and a Grand Tree. We have 2 energies left in deck for the Charizard. Go for Grand Tree here, go for Attach, hit the Grand Tree, go for the Torracat, and then the Incineroar EX. Wait for the game to load, retreat into Incineroar. And now we have the attack. I only needed 3 actually, I miscounted. But that's okay. We'll go for the 240 Blaze Blast Knockout. So yeah, 2 Pokemon on bench, 3 energy. 4 Pokemon on bench, 1 energy. 3 Pokemon on bench, 2 energy. Come on. I can know this. 1 Pokemon on bench, 4 energy. So you just take this energy count and then subtract by the Pokemon on the bench. So they have 2, it costs 3. So now I know. This is a learning experience for all of us here. All of us here Incineroar players probably can count us on one hand. There's a Flower Selecting. So the very first Flower Selecting of the game comes after they lost their prize. There's a Switch and another Flower Selecting. So nowhere near a gate yet. But they can get a Cramorant if they so desire. There's a Heavy Ball. And luckily the Cram does not get the KO, because even though it is hitting for weakness, it's only hitting 220 with that. There's a Rescue Board. Let's choose another Comfy. Flower Selecting. Okay, that's 3 Flower Selectings. Do they have the Colress? There's a pass. Alright, so I think I want to Iono them because they made a bunch of selectings and then didn't use anything. So we're gonna go for the Iono. It brings us down to 4, but I think that's fine. Nothing in my hand is that necessary besides the boss for later on. So we'll just find it later. Iono them out of that hand. We can evolve into a Dusclops here. And then go for Blaze Blast for this knockout into Comfy. And we still survive a cram hit, so not pressed yet to get our Charizard out. There's a Relicanth, not really necessary in this matchup because they're hitting, because their Pokemon are so low. They go for a Flower Selecting and a Colress. Alright, so no boss, but they could go for a Counter Catcher and that would make my life a little hard. Play Nest Ball. Now my goal is to get this Charmander into a Charizard before it gets Radiant Greninja'd or Sableye. This is super odd, and now I do have a Dusclops to kill this Pikachu as well. So not a big deal. There's a 3 energies required for the Pikachu. Attach Return. Are they at 7 yet? They are, so the gate is active. So they will be getting the KO with the Pikachu here. So not bad. They're gonna push into a Comfy and go for a Flower Selecting. Play a Switch into the Pikachu. And then Topaz Bolt for 300 for the knockout on my Incineroar. Good answer by them, but I do luckily have a Charmander and a Rare Candy in hand. Let's push our Pidgeot up here. See what our top deck is. 4 of our energies in there. We can go for a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. Let's see, we need our 2 energy. Yes, there are 2 energy in there still, so that's wonderful. Go for the Fezandipiti, flip the script. We get another Rare Candy, so we do need to get the Charizard here with the Quick Search. Can Rare Candy into Zard. Infernal Rain for the last 2 energy. I thought I was supposed to click and drag, but I'm not, or click and click. Gonna retreat into Charizard, pop a Dusclops onto the Pikachu. So the Resolute Heart ability is no longer active. And then we can go simply for the Burning Darkness here for the knockout on the Pikachu. And they're gonna need to take 3 prizes in 1 turn here. Don't think it's possible. So I think we do have the game in the bag. But fingers crossed, I'm not gonna say anything just yet. Even though I just did. They'll go for a Heavy Ball, shuffle their prizes up a little bit. Bench a Sableye. They are at almost 10, so with that 1 Flower Selecting, they will have the Sableye access. But it's not enough to kill 3, so they'll choose Comfy. Go for Flower Selecting. Go for another Colress. I feel like he's digging for a card now because he does have enough in the Lost Zone. And there's the Concede, so Incineroar picking up our first win of the tournament. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, before we get into the next game, let's do another giveaway this week. We got a big stack of code cards here. Not going to show the QR code on the camera. If you guys want to win this big stack of codes here, smash like, smash subscribe. Would love to hit 500 subscribers after this video. And leave a comment on which deck from Journey Together that you're most excited for. Honestly, just any comment relating to this video also works. So, thank you guys for all the support. Let's get into the next game here. Let's go with the heads this time. And they're going to win the coin flip this time, so I'll leave it up to their discretion. I do have the game plan for either war, so not the biggest worry. And they're going to let me go second, which is what I would have preferred. But it makes me kind of scared of a potential Terapagos Klawf donk. So I'm going to bench 2 Pokemon. Luckily we have 2. And it could very well be Terapagos Klawf. So they're going to put Latias into active. Go for a Heavy Ball, which fails. They have a Squawk ability. Are they going to Squawk their entire hand away before using anything? They're going to attach a double turbo to Squawk and go for the Squawk and Seize on Arvin, Night Stretcher, Ancient Booster Capsule, and Diancie. You're going to bench a Terapagos. Okay, luckily that Diancie doesn't do anything. I mean, the Diancie doesn't do anything to me because I don't play any special energy. And they're going to pass, so no donk, which is nice. We have the Grand Tree in hand, which is fantastic. We'll go for a Litten and a Duskull. No Budew available. So we will just simply have to go for this Rotom here. And instant charge. I'm going to pray they don't Iono my Grand Tree and my Pidgeot out of my hand. But I don't have the Rare Candy, or a way to get it easily. They're going to bench a Budew. So the Grand Tree will come into play for our Litten. And I don't have access to switch. They're going to boss my Rotom. Alright. And go for the Itchy Pollen. Guess that's fine, because they seem... Okay, so 2 Pidgeots in hand. We'll go for the Grand Tree for the Torracat. Yep. Go for the Incineroar. We can't attack this turn because we didn't have the energy attached turn 1, but that's fine. We'll attach onto Incineroar. Go for a Pidgeotto Evolve. And I'm not going to Iono because it seems like their hand is pretty dead right now. So we'll go for Instant Charge. I'm pretty confident they won't take my Rotom here. And we'll have a lot of things for next turn. They'll play Arven. I've yet to see any of the poison pieces. They'll do a Nest Ball and a Forest Seal Stone. They'll go for the Seal Stone. I mean, they'll go for the Nest Ball for Oranguru. Okay, so there it is. So I guess they could get the KO on the Rotom with a Klawf double turbo. Attach a Dark onto Terapagos. Okay, so they're not intending to attack this turn. Okay, now luckily my Incineroar can attack for free, so life is good. We'll evolve into Pidgeot, go attach onto Rotom, retreat into our Incineroar, and we'll go for a Quick Search on a boss's orders because I want to go for the 2-prize knockout. And I think we're going to take the Oranguru V because they have a Forest Seal Stone in their hand still and they didn't use it. And I don't want them to get any more tools to set up their attackers. So we're going to take out the Oranguru V here. Take the 2 prize cards. I think I could have Ultra Balled. Actually, I couldn't have used items because I was Itchy Pollened. But yeah, we'll have Dusknoir, Charizard coming up soon. They finally benched their Fez so they could get some draw in. They're going to bounce my Grand Tree, but I've already got its use. Typically, my Grand Tree is only for either Incineroar or Pidgeot once, and then everything else is a rare candy. They're going to bench Monkey Dory. Luckily, there's no damage counters on their side. And they have no easy way of KOing my Incineroar here, but they could get my Rotom. They'll attach Binding Mochi to Terapagos, go for a Night Stretcher on the Oranguru. Bench the Oranguru. Okay, the bench is huge, so my Incineroar will be attacking for free, basically, the rest of the game. They'll go for a Forest Seal Stone attach. They're going to grab a Precious Trolley, okay, off the Forest Seal Stone for a Sneasler and Brute Bonnet. So now they have all their pieces. There's no Klawf, though, so are they going for the Budew poison damage? Go for Toxic Powder and Itchy Pollen. Wow, they are. Okay. So we're definitely going to go for this Fezandipiti here because their hand is so astronomically dead. So let's go for a Quick Search. Oh, we don't have any more bosses here, actually. That's unfortunate. So let's go for the Rare Candy Dusknoir and kill this Budew. Oh, I'm item locked. Goodness gracious. Okay, we'll go for Arven. Get a Forest Seal Stone and another... I don't want to, like... If I get Iono'd, I don't want all my cards everywhere, so we'll grab a Ultra Ball. Why not? My hand is huge. We're going to Forest Seal Stone onto the Rotom here. Start Alchemy for Dusclops. Let's kill this Budew so we can get at least 2 prizes this turn. There is 50 on the Budew. I'm tired of being item locked, man. I think I was item locked this entire game. This is why my hand is massive. They'll take a prize. I'll take a prize. And everything is within range of my Incineroar, so it's up to them. They can give me the Sneasler. And I think we'll just go for the KO on the Sneasler. I don't have anything else to use. No items can be used. And I don't want to bench another Litten. There's no point. So let's take a prize card here. Get another Arven. And now we just need essentially a boss's orders to win, or just a Charizard for next turn. They'll attach onto Terapagos to load up its attack. Go for a Flip the Script. Go for a Blood Moon. 240 plus 50 plus 1 is 300. So just out of range of my Incineroar. Go for a Back Order for a Counter Gain and Binding Mochi. If they still had their Sneasler there, my Incineroar would die to the Blood Moon, but they did decide to give it to me. They'll put a Counter Gain onto Blood Moon, go into Terapagos, and they're going to need a Brute Bonnet here for the extra damage. They'll play Nest Ball for nothing, shuffle up the deck, bench Lumineon for an Iono. Correct play. My hand is huge. Then go for an Iono. Alright. I just need an Ultra Ball or a Rare Candy in this hand, and I should be okay. There it is, Rare Candy. Quick Search for Charizard, and I'll be game. But let's see what he does here. They'll go for a Toxic Powder onto Terapagos, and then Unified Beatdown for 280. That will be the knockout on my Incineroar. They'll take 2 prizes. I'll push up my Pidgeot, which has free retreat. Go for this here Quick Search for Charizard, and then we should have at least 2 energy in my deck. I do. We'll go for the Rare Candy into Zard, Infernal Rain. Yes, I would like to use it. Go for all 3 energy, I guess. 1, 2, 3. And then if we can retreat into Zard, we can go for the final Burning Darkness on their Terapagos to take the win. So, another win here with Incineroar, now upgraded with a 1-1 Charizard line. Not bad. And there's our final boss. We could have used that earlier, but it's okay. We managed to close it out anyway. Alright, let's get into our next one here. I low-key gotta take a piss, but we're gonna hold it in, try to get this win first, and then we'll do that. We're gonna get our heads that we want. And I think I want to go first here. I think I want to get my first attack off because we are going against a Gholdengo, I believe. And oof, we're going to have to start Relicanth, which is not the worst because it is a 1 retreat cost. We have the energy in hand. We have Nest Ball for Rotom. Everything should be good. Everything should be okay. Alright, they're going to start Radiant Greninja. We'll bench this Duskull here. We'll go for a Buddy Poffin on Litten and Pidgey. Let's see if our Rotom is in play. We do have the Rotom. It's fantastic. We'll go for a Buddy Poffin on our Charmander. And then we'll go for a Nest Ball onto Rotom. And we'll go for an attach onto the Relicanth. Because I don't know which one I want to attack with, either Litten or Charizard, given on how many Pokemon he's going to bench. So if he benches a lot of Pokemon, we go with Incineroar. If he doesn't, we'll go with Charizard. They're going to draw for turn and play a Cypher Maniac. I'm looking at my hand here, and it's not the best. I do have an Iono for potential draw support, but I'm looking for a way to get my Pidgeot out as soon as I can. They're going to stack their deck, go for concealed cards for 2 cards. They'll play Buddy Poffin for Scyther and Gimmighoul. Play Buddy Poffin again for 2 more Gimmighouls. Okay, so this seems like an Incineroar angle because I can attack with just 1 energy now. They go for a Trekking Shoe, discard a Gimmighoul, and pass. Alright. Oh, we get the rare candy. Yeah, I think we go for Ultra Ball here. Throw away the Radzard and the Defiance Band. And grab our Pidgeot. We'll go for the Pidgeot into... rare candy into Pidgeot, sorry. And then I could rare candy into the Incineroar now, but then I'm praying that I get an energy. Or I can Iono first and then pray I get multiple things. I'm going to go for the rare candy now. Oh, actually, let's go for Charizard. Sorry. Actually, I can't. Ugh, sorry. Let me think. We do have 2 rare candy. I would love to get the Charizard to charge up everything, but we only have Incineroar in hand, so we're just gonna do that before we Iono. Go for the Iono. So now we're just looking for 1 energy and we'll be okay. We do have 2 energy. Perfect. We'll attach onto Incineroar for a turn. Retreat this Relicanth into Incineroar. And go for the Blaze Blast for 240. Now they're gonna need Energy Surge Pro to get this initial KO here. And in which case I could go for the return KO with Charizard. But let's see if they can pull it off here. They need a lot of cards. Well, they just need 1. They need 2, actually. They need 2 cards to take the KO here. They go for a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. They go for a Flip the Script. They need a Gholdengo EX and an Energy Search Pro. I'm sure they can find that. They're going to evolve into Scizor. So now they cannot free retreat. They'll attach a Steel Energy to Scizor, play a Boss onto the Rotom, and go with the Punishing Scissors for 210. Oh, not bad. I see what that does now. I do have a lot of abilities. We'll push up the Pidgeot. We'll play Counter Catcher onto Fezandipiti. We can attach for turn onto Incineroar. I don't want to go for the Fez because it gives them another liability to hit. So let's just go for an Iono. Get their hand down to 4. And we can go for a Dusknoir. If I Dusknoir their Gimmighoul, I can still swing for enough. Because I have 2 energy on this. So we can go for a Gimmighoul, Curse Blast onto one of the Gimmighouls here. We'll take a prize. So now we're on even prizes, and they're on odd. We still have Quick Search available. So let's go for an Ultra Ball on these guys. For a Charizard. Quick Search for Rare Candy. Oh, I already used my Rare Candy. Oh, shoot. I used 3 Rare Candies. I did not predict that well enough. So that's really, really silly. That's a misplay, if I've ever seen one. Alright, then we'll go for the Night Stretcher. Night Stretch my Radzard back into play. Bench that. And retreat into Incineroar. And go for Blaze Blast on this Fezandipiti. And take 2 more prizes. So next turn, if anything goes wrong here, if my Incineroar goes down, I do have the Radzard and I do hit Gholdengo for weakness. So, should be alright. So, I do need to keep in mind I only play 3 Rare Candy because I expect a Grand Tree. I didn't Grand Tree this turn, so I should have saved my Rare Candy for Charizard. It's actually not too bad that I went for the Dusknoir either, because it does put me on even prizes. So, I think that was the correct play. But But I am considering maybe putting 4 rare candy in this deck just because I'm playing so many different evolution lines. In case I don't Grand Treat, but my deck list is clogged AF, man. Alright, so they're gonna punch into my Incineroar. We will be able to do the reprisal with the 2 energies, so we're just gonna attach onto Radzard. We could attack with Radzard now and force him to take a single prizer. I can't actually, I lied, that's really silly, I don't know why I would do that. Let's go for the reprisal for 840 damage with the Relicanth in play. Just preventing myself from making the most dire misplays. But no Gholdengo has come into play this game, luckily for me. I think that Iono was really brutal for them when I found it. And with that 2 energy, I can just use reprisal and I don't need to go for another attach because their bench is small. So that's the sort of depth that we have with Incineroar. It is going to go away when we lose Litten and when we lose Radiant Charizard. But I'm going to find a way to make it work post-rotation. Just mark my words. Because I do love this deck a lot. And Grand Tree still exists, so I'll figure a way to make it work. They're going to evolve into Gholdengo for the first time. Go for a coin bonus. And luckily, it's not an Archaludon that loses its weakness after attacking. So my Radiant Charizard is just there to take the one shot after my Incineroar goes down. They're gonna coin bonus once more on the bench. They'll go for a Night Stretcher. I find it really odd how Limitless lets you see your opponent's deck list. I guess they just show the metagame and whatnot already, so you can just kind of do a little bit of research on your opponent. So going first there was really beneficial for me because I was able to get that attack first. So I will take that into account, or I will admit that. No Energy Search Pro, no Steel Energy. What are we waiting for? And there's a concede. So taking another win, this time against Gholdengo. It's a decent matchup for us because we're hitting for weakness, but we didn't even have to swing into any Gholdengos there. GG's, Incineroar with another one. Damn, guys. For this next game here, we're going against my good friend Rahat.M9. That's the bestie right there. Playing in this tournament together. We have the same score now. We're both 3-1. I did forget to record my first loss, but now here we are. Unfortunately, I wanted to meet him in Top Cut, but we're gonna meet him on round 5. He's gonna let me go first, which is nice because I don't think he plays Budew. I don't think he does, but I don't think he does. I can check his list real quick. No, he does not. So life is good. Don't mind that. He does want to go for that turn 1 donk though on my Budew here. So we're gonna go for Buddy Poffin. Let's get another Pidgey, and a Charmander. Yeah. And we do have access to Colress Tenacity. It's Heavy Ball. We have 1 Pidgeot prize, 2 Poffins prize. That's fine. And boss. The boss is the only thing that's really problematic, I think. And we're just gonna pass it up. We have the Colress Tenacity for Pidgeotto with Grand Tree. And with an energy, because I do think he needs to bench a lot of comfies here. It'll let my Incineroar attack for free. Gonna go for a Heavy Ball. Also for nothing, but he'll take a look at his prizes. And then for a Poffin. Okay, we're gonna need 4 Pokemon, guys. Is he gonna give me 4 Pokemon on his bench? He definitely wants at least 2 comfy. And then he also wants a Cram, I think. A Radiant Greninja and a Cram. So I think we will be able to attack. There's a rescue board. There is the retreat into a Flower Selecting. Into a Colress. Alright, so the Cram will be online for this turn. He threw away a Gate. I'm assuming that means he was picking between a Colress or a Gate and a Gate. Because I doubt he will want to throw those away. We have a good, very diverse matchups today. He's gonna Lost Zone, Nice Stretcher, and an Artisan. Artisan honestly would have been helpful for me, so I can get a Duskull out. There's a Nest Ball for Radiant Greninja. There is a concealed card for 2 more. Now, does he have the switch for the 3rd comfy? Because I'm scared of that Greninja, guys. Like, I need to evolve all my gentlemen here. There's a Prime Catcher onto my Pidgey, I'm assuming. What is he scared of? Yeah, the Pidgey. I was considering going for 2 Pidgeys, but then he would just target my Litten. So I think I'm okay with losing the Pidgey here. So, luckily we have the Colress, which can get us the Grand Tree, Fire Energy, and we can just attack with our Incineroar here. Let's go for Colress. Get a Grand Tree, get the Fire Energy, play the Grand Tree. And I did check my prizes, so I know that Torracat is not in there. Get the Incineroar, we have the Energy, and we can bench... No, I'm not going to bench Relicanth. That's kind of silly of me. We'll push into the Incineroar, and then go for the Blaze Blast for 240 onto this Cram. So now there isn't an immediate threat. I think the Radiant Greninja could go for both my Charmander and my Budew, which would stink a lot, I'd say. But we have an Arven and a Poffin now to sort of set up again afterwards. He's gonna play a Poffin for nothing, just to shuffle his deck. I know he does have access to one more Comfy because he didn't take it from the Heavy Ball, so he opted not to go for the 4th Comfy here. There's a Flower Selecting, and then a Colress. Alright. Oh, they're gonna Lost Box the Pikachu. Lost Zone the Pikachu and the Comfy, which is nice because I feel like Pikachu's one of his heavy hitters. They're gonna conceal cards away at Grass Energy. I mean, I think they definitely have the gates in their hand. They're gonna push into a Comfy, go for another Flower Selecting. I think their Sableye, they definitely want their Sableye to come out at some point. So I'm assuming they want this Radiant Greninja double KO, because then I can't set up my Charizard. And that's really tough if I don't have my backup. Because if I have to Buddy Poffin for a new set of Pokemon, oh my god, there's a flip the script. What card are you looking for that you're missing? So many cards in their hand. One Zerostic would go absolutely bonkers right now. But the Fezandipiti is nice because then we have a 2-prizer I could take out easily. They're going to go for a Switch Cart into another Comfy. Another Flower Selecting. Okay. So now they're at 9. And then a Lost Vacuum on my tree could also help them. There's a Bundle. There's a Nest Ball. For nothing. Where is the Sableye? What is happening? There's a Super Rod. I think for the Water Energy, probably. Water Energy, Grass Energy, and Cramorant. Look, my timer's at 18:39, and his is 13:24. Like, this... I've been watching this turn 3 years now, I think. There's a Mirage Gate. 2 onto the Greninja. Of course, as predicted. There's another Mirage Gate. I did take Manaphy out of my deck. Because it was just like, in terms of the matchups, not many decks are running it. Are running like Snipe Pokemon, but unfortunately we are going against my good friend here. And he does play Radiant Greninja. And that kind of stinks. So, we're going to say goodbye to our Charmander and Budew here. There's a Sableye now. Attach Psychic for turn onto Sableye. And then Moonlight Shuriken. Oh, we're going to go for the... Oh, interesting. Makes sense. 180 onto Incineroar. And then kill onto my Charmander. And now I'm like really hesitant on benching my other things here. Let's see. Go for Arven. Yeah, we go for Arven. I'm wondering if I should get Countercatcher to kill the Fezandipiti. But I think the Radiant Greninja is really the optimal kill here. Let's see. Grab a Nest Ball. Not really sure what I need. I think we do need to go for backup stuff. Let's go for Pidgey and Litten, even though the Sableye could just like absolutely like wrecks havoc here. At least there's a backup Litten, right? That Budew is setting him up for a multi-price turn. I think maybe just a Litten. I think we just need one Litten. We'll attach here. I think we go for a Fezandipiti just for some more draw. Not great. Because the Sableye takes out these two, that's 100 and there's 20 left. Yeah. I guess that's sort of all we can really do at this point. Take out this Radiant Greninja. The Sableye can't return the KO on Incineroar, but it's just like all the little guys that were unevolved because he had that Prime Catcher really set me back here. And a Thornton is not in the cards, unfortunately, because I don't run Thornton in this deck. Let's go for. They're gonna go for Flip the Script. Slow play as fuck, bro. Damn, gotta call him out on this. They're gonna go for Flower Selecting. I'm hoping a lot of his energy are in his hand, so his gate isn't really that effective. A Blood Moon could come out and take a knockout on my Incineroar. It'll push into another Comfy. And their Sableye is now active with 10 cards in the Lost Zone. They'll play a Super Rod. I'm assuming for the Radiant Greninja and the Water Energies. Yep, Radiant Greninja and 2 energy. Go for Nest Ball onto the Greninja. They're going to concealed cards for 2 more. I'm hoping his Water Energy is in his hand. There's a gate. Damn it. So both of them are in the deck still. Lucky him. And that's the, you know, if you take out Manaphy in the deck, that's just sort of what happens. You lose to decks like this. And that's just a way of life, man. I think overall it's still the best call to not have the Manaphy. Okay, there's another Super Rod for another Water and Electric Energy. Yeah, I'm confused why he grabbed... And the Crispin. Amazing. So he will get the KO on both my attackers here with the Radiant Greninja. So that's 3 prizes. And then all he needs to do is Sableye the Budew. So it's looking like a GG here. Looking like a GG. There's a Moonlight Shuriken onto both my attackers. That weakness, bro. That's tough. That's tough. It's 3 prizes. That's what I was wondering. I was like, should I not bench that Litten and then force him to take the prizes on the Budew? Let's push the Budew as our We need an Iono, we need the Radzard. Okay, there it is. We have this, we have that. Let's go for the Iono here. I should have grabbed that counter catcher, but yeah, I think we go for Iono. And then we need to find a counter catcher to kill the Sableye here. Oh yeah, hold on, hold the phone. Put the stone on the Lumineon. And then we can burn this canceling clone. Go for Iono. Kill the Sableye here. Oh, or we kill the Fez. No, we have to kill the Sableye. We have to kill the Sableye because the Sableye can just kill this. Go for flip the script. No counter catcher there. But we do have the Star Alchemy. We can grab the counter catcher onto this Sableye here. And then we really need to go for another Litten, just so we can have a potential attacker next turn. We have the switch for the Radzard to reset it. And then we'll go for Combustion Blast to kill the Sableye here. So luckily, I have the Fez, and that's all they have 4 cards to draw and a Flower Selecting. So we'll see what he can do to recover. And it's a pretty easy game for him. He just needs a Sableye or some energies or like a Blood Moon or Saluna or something. So let's see what we got. We got a Poffin to burn the deck. Let's see what he has available. He'll flip the hand of 4. And he has a Flower Select. He has 2 Flower Selectings available. But how many switches has he used? He used 2 switch cards and 1 switch and a Prime Catcher. Okay. Go for Flower Selecting. Throws out a Wo-Chin and a Lost Vacuum. I'm just scared of that Blood Moon. I need to make sure my Incineroar is alive by next turn so it doesn't die to a Blood Moon. So my Radzard doesn't die to Blood Moon. They'll retreat into a Comfy, so they're still hunting for something. There's a Flower Selecting. And they throw out a Super Rod. Okay, so they have something they really need. So with the Super Rod gone, the Radiant Greninja play seems to be... Okay, they're going to discard a Water Energy. So no Radiant Greninja play here. So they're going for the Blood Moon. There's a boss. Okay. Oh, there's Cram. GG's. There's a Cram active and then the boss onto anything. Very nice. Let's give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs up. That's GG. That Blood... But the Budew, starting it, never really came into play. But, hey, that's how it goes. He almost brought it back. If he couldn't find that Cram, that would have been a comeback for me for sure. Because then we have Incineroar and then tank the Blood Moon and we could win. But that's a really good game. That's what we like. Between Lost Box and Incineroar. Alright, nice. Let's get into our 6th game here. We're now 3-2 with that loss to Rahat. Devastating, but that was a really good game. Really close. Lost my Pidgey, but that's the way it be. I did click Tails there, and I got in and flipped heads. So, leaving it up to my opponent again once more. And he is playing Raging Bolt. Alright. Interesting. I'm gonna go first. Nice. I mean, it's Raging Bolt, so he does want to go second, of course. And luckily, we're not starting this Lumineon, but I might have to go for that Forest Sealstone Buddy Poffin action if I don't top deck a Buddy here. Let us see. There's the Bolt, an active. Get a Charmander. Go for a Lumineon. Grab an Arven, even though we can't use him. We just gotta use that Luminous Sign. And then attach that Forest Sealstone. Go for the Star Alchemy. And we are playing Defiance Band, so we could knock out that thingy with a Charizard if necessary, if my Litten happens to go down. So we're gonna go for 2 Pidgey because I'm tired of the... I don't want no freaking Iron Bundle boss into my Pidgey or Pokemon Catcher or whatever the hell is going on. We'll attach onto Litten, and then we'll end our turn here. No instant charge, but that's okay. We have all the guys we need. We have Rare Candy in hand. I doubt they're gonna Iono. They're gonna opt for the Sada turn 1. So should be okay. If we lose a Litten, we have Charizard. If we lose Pidgey, we have Pidgey. If we lose Charmander, we have Litten. So they're gonna go for the boss onto my Lumineon immediately. Okay. Okay, now go for Pokegear for nothing. So no Sada. What is happening? No Dusk. I don't have a Duskull either to attack with Charmander to get the KO. And Litten is not. And Incineroar is not going to do anything without Pokemon on the bench. So it's going to buy a turn here. They're going to Earthen Vessel, attach Lightning for turn, and then they're going to Burst Roar their hand of Sada, Fez. No Fez instantly? Interesting. That's fascinating for sure. Could go for the Arven, or we could go for the Colress. I think we might go for the Colress. But I didn't check if my Pidgeotto was in there, because I'm bad at this game. But we do have the Grand Tree. Come on. We do have the Pidgeotto. And I'm saved by luck. So let's go for Grand Tree. Go for the Pidgeotto, the Pidgey. And Grand Tree, it's not a liability, because what is he going to evolve? And then we can attach for turn onto Litten. We're gonna need a lot of energy for this to work, so doesn't matter too much. I think we'll grab a Duskull for the bench. And since his, oh, I should have retreated the Lumineon, but that's okay. We attach on the Litten. I should have attached to Lumineon, retreated into Pidgey. That was silly to leave that there, but I think we'll be fine to come back. They're gonna drop my Grand Tree for Pokestop, attach a Bravery Charm to Raging Bolt, play Pokegear for Professor Sada's Vitality, so they definitely have the attack now, but can they hit 170 is the question. There's a Nest Ball for Koraidon. Okay. Attach a Bravery Charm to Koraidon. It's a fat piece of work. They're going to get a Pokemon Catcher and lose a Charm and an Energy. They go for the Pokemon Catcher now. Okay. And they're going to hit Tails. I think I wish they kind of hit there because I don't want to lose my Lumineon. And I don't think he can hit that Pidgeot, right? Actually, he could very well hit that Pidgeot. So I'm glad that didn't hit, because my Pidgeot would have went down, and that would have been really, really bad. They have enough energies to kill the Lumineon, but I should be able to knock out this Raging Bolt here. They're attached to Koraidon, and then Bellowing Thunder onto my Lumineon. Unfortunate we go down, but I think we can KO this Raging Bolt next turn with this Arven in our hand. 210 onto Lumineon. 2 energies off Koraidon, 1 energy off Raging Bolt. Not bad. We'll push Pidgeot here. And we just need, oh nice, there's Iono, but don't want to use that. There's one Pokemon on, so we will need a Magma Basin, I think. But if only I had something. Okay, let's go for Ultra Ball, Defiance Band. Let's see. So Incineroar will need 4 energy to attack, and there's no way I can get that. So we're gonna go for the Charizard instead. So let's Ultra Ball away energy and Iono here. For no Zard? Oh my god, my Zard is prized. Oh lord. Okay, we go for the Incineroar then. That's a shame. Go for Rare Candy. I think we might need to hit the stop here then. Attach Defiance Band. Let's hit the stop. All my pokes. All 3 are pokes. Litten, Radiant Zard, and Incineroar are gone. We'll bounce this with Magma Basin. We'll attach onto Incineroar with that. Go for a Quick Search. The fact that he knows how Incineroar works and is not benching any Pokemon is so annoying. But we'll grab this Fire Energy. And now my hand is completely dead, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Go for the Blaze Blast for 270, and then we have 2 burn, which is not enough. Oh, it is enough, sorry. I thought he was 300 HP for some reason. That is enough. Hopefully we find the Zard off the prizes. We do find the Zard and the Arven off the prizes. So we have Zard next. And this Koraidon won't be able to get the KO on my Incineroar. Lucky for me. You're gonna bench a Raging Bolt, play Nest Ball for Ogerpon. He really made me work for that KO. Made me work. That's a Sada. 1 onto Koraidon, 1 onto Bolt. There's a Trekking Shoe. They're gonna need 5 energy to kill this Incineroar, so there's a Pokestop to bounce my Magma Basin, but I think we're done with the Basin. We have the Charizard ready. Dude, if I didn't get that Charizard off prize, oh man, life would have been really tough right now. There's a Teal Dance, there's a Palpad for 2 Sada Vitality. There's an Iron Bundle. They're gonna use the Hyper Blower. I'll give them this Pidgey here. And that's nice, because then I can just go for a boss instead of a freaking Charizard, instead of Arven for Charizard. So I think that Hyper Blower might have been incorrect. They're gonna Earthen Vessel away a Swakabilly for 2 energy. And they don't even have the attach yet to kill my Pidgey here. So that's annoying. There's Energy Retrieval for 2 Grass. I think it might be better if he passes, honestly. There's a Night Stretcher for Fezandipiti. Okay. I think they're still hunting for something. Play Ultra Ball. Away 2 Grass Energy for another Teal Mask. This SIR is really tough to look at. I wish the background wasn't orange. But that's okay. They'll Teal Dance. Go for another Nest Ball. Oh brother. For another Raging Bolt. They'll attach onto their Koraidon, finally. There's no Flip the Script yet. Where's the Flip the Script? And then Unrelenting... So you bench the Fez, but you don't use Flip the Script. That's silly. Alright. They'll take the KO. So with that Fezandipiti just sitting there, we're going to go for the boss onto it. And just keep him on low draw. Because what is... I don't understand why we're doing this. We'll retreat into our Incineroar. Way over energized right now. But we'll take the 1 hit onto the Fez for another 2 prizes. And now we're ahead. And they can return KO this Incineroar, but I could go for a Charizard and just bop him. So I think we're alright. I think we're all doing alright. To go for Pokegear. There's a Sada. They do have enough energy to KO this Incineroar with that Sada. They're going to go for a Pokestop, lose their Greninja, but get a Trekking Shoes and a Vessel. Go for the Earthen Vessel. Discard a Crispin for a Lightning and a Grass. Play the Sada. Okay, so no boss here. We're just gonna straight up lose the Incineroar and then we can win the game after. So there's a Sada. There's Energy Retrieval. There's a Teal Dance. Another Teal Dance. Okay, so here we are finally getting all our energies into play. The game would have been so different had that Pokemon catcher hit and they got my Pidgeot EX. That would have been really rough. But because that didn't happen and we had all the pieces in our hand to get a 4 energy Incineroar attack, we're living. We're surviving. Here's the Bellowing Thunder. It's a lot of energy, so he needs 5 for the 350. Yep. 1 off the Raging Bolt and the rest off of the Teal Mask Overpawn. And there's a knockout. Luckily we have Arven and Pidgeot, so Charizard is hitting our max damage now. So let's go for a quick search. Let's see if we have everything. We have the rare candy, and we have 1 energy, and we have 1 in hand. So go for this rare candy here. Rare candy into our Zard. Infernal Rain. Yes. Grab this last energy from our deck. Attach it onto Zard. Attach return onto Zard. And then we can retreat into Charizard EX. And late game attacker, 330 HP. 330 damage. Onto their final Raging Bolt for the win. So there we go. Get our comeback win here after that loss against Rahat. But yeah, that puts us to 4-2 now. So let's see if we can get that 5-2 final score. GG's. And let's get into our final match here. Round 7. We are currently 4-2. I'd be really happy with the 5-2 with Incineroar. Got a Zeraora coin. And they're gonna flip the heads that they wanted, so let's see how we start here. All right, we have the entire Pidgeot line in our hand. So we start the Pidgey, and it's opponent's turn. Going against Lugia VSTAR. Let's see if they can get all their Archeops into the discard here. Turn 1. There's a Capturing Aroma. Please be heads. No, it's tails. Okay. Oh, actually, good thing it's tails. Please be tails. Yes, we don't want the Archeops in hand. No, no, no. For the Lumineon, they'll go for an S-Ball. So possibly holding the Lumineon for the turn 2 Jock here. For another Lugia V. This artwork is so sick. Like, even for just a standard V, that is like the most beautiful artwork ever. And they're gonna pass. Okay, so no Archeops in discard. It's good news for me. We'll go for this here Litten and Pidgey. I think so. I think we need another Pidgey because I don't have the energy to retreat, so we do want another Pidgey. And then we can Ultra Ball away. Well, not Ultra Ball. We can play Nest Ball for a Rotom. Yep. We can Ultra Ball away Pidgeotto and Ultra Ball for a Charmander. So there we go. They makes it harder for them to pick which attacker they want to go for. And we'll instant charge into the Arven. And life is good. Life is looking pretty good here. There's a Lugia VSTAR off rip onto the bench one. There's a Lumineon. So we need a Jock to get Archeops and an Ultra Ball to get them into the discard. So lucky for them. It seems like they should be able to get. Oh, there's Research. They're going for the Research. Are the Archeops in hand already? There's a Research. No Archeops in the hand, and only 1 evolution. Okay, there's a wow. Research into Ultra Ball, double Archeops. Okay. So suddenly life is good. Suddenly life is good. The Gigas is gone for now. So my Charizard is a little safer. But knowing that the Archeops are going to come out, that means my Incineroar can just attack with 1 energy. We should be good to go here to get a return KO. There is a Wellspring. Oof, the Wellspring could hurt. The Wellspring could hurt, actually. There's a Wellspring, and that's the issue with no Mana Fee. So now both my Pidgeots are probably gonna die here. Let me think. Yep, there's a double turbo and a Legacy onto Wellspring, and then Primal Turbo onto Lugia. Wow, damn. I thought here I was safe with the 2 Pidgeys. That turns a wrench into my plans for real. We need to attach onto Lugia for the retreat. Okay, they have the double turbo in hand to retreat. Nice. Retreat into Lugia. There's a Wellspring, and there's a Torrential Pump. So both my Pidgeys going down. So now, instead of Incineroar, we do have to go with the Charmander, because then I can set up my. That's the easiest way to get energy instead of having to rely on Grand Tree or Colress. Unless you don't go for my Pidgey. Oh, well. What do we have here? They're gonna go for my Litten. That's the best news I've ever seen. Alright. Let's go for Rare Candy into Pidgeot then, in that case. And I kind of want to kill the Lugia VSTAR, honestly. But it's not the biggest deal if I can't. Let's go for Arven. Go for Rare Candy. Forest Seal Stone. Yep. Attach Forest Seal Stone onto there. Onto the Rotom. Go for Star Alchemy. Grab our Charizard. Let's bench our Litten here so we can get that extra third energy. Use this as Infernal Rain. We have 4 energy in our deck, so now we have 1 onto Litten, 1 onto Charizard, and 2 onto Charizard. So we click, guys. If you drag, you're gonna lose your energy. We'll hold this energy here. We'll quick search for Counter Catcher. Yeah, I think I don't think this Wellspring is that important anymore. So we're gonna go for a Counter Catcher on this Lugia VSTAR. Wait, hold on. How much am I doing with 2 prizes? Oh shit. Hold on. Wait. My bad. Plus 60 is 240. Damn, that was really silly of me. I should have just attacked. I don't know why I did that. We're gonna, dude. I should have attacked this. I don't know. What am I doing, guys? Yell at me, please. Yell at me. For some reason, I thought the Charizard was hitting the same numbers as Incineroar. That was annoying. So now he does have the Sob still, and I didn't want to kill the Lugia V because it would give him gift energy. So let's see. I should have just punched into the Wellspring. That's completely my bad, chat. My bad. They'll push the Lugia VSTAR here. They'll go for the Primal Turbo. Because that Teal Mask Ogerpon can one-shot my, not one-shot, but it hits my Incineroar for weakness, so it's like really annoying. There is some Mist Energy and a Gift Energy on this Lugia VSTAR. It seems like we still have Grandtree, still have Torracat, still have Incineroar available to go. So with a Defiance Band, I can return KO a Lugia VSTAR as well with Incineroar. So I think we should be okay, just whether or not this guy whiffs. They're going to bench a Lumineon for the boss. They're going to go after my Rotom, because that is the only thing they can KO. And that is okay. That is okay. So that means my Charizard can hit through this Lugia here, and their bench will be pretty clogged, given that they don't have like Fezandipiti or something. So let's see. They go down to 2 prizes. We'll push our Pidgeot. We will attach, let's see, go for Heavy Ball here. There's an Incineroar and a Rare Candy. The boss. We can go for a Quick Search. I wish I could attack with Radzard, but I think we need a Quick Search for Iono, just to get him down to 2. Retreat into Charizard. We will hold on to this energy. We'll burn this Cologne, and then go for an Iono. And there's our Radzard. We'll attach onto our Radzard. So, granted that he can't KO my Charizard here, I can go put it in the Radzard instead. And we'll go for the Burning Darkness for 300. And match their prizes. Let's see. Oh, the Gift Energy. Yeah. That's going to draw them into anyway. So the Iono actually doesn't matter too much. I forgot about that. Okay, so now all they really need is a boss. Actually, not really. I don't think they can hit 280. Oh, I guess they could boss my Radzard and then attack with this thing. Oof. I wonder if they see that. Maybe I shouldn't have benched the Radzard. Oh, man. That's a bad play. That's a bad play. I should have held on to it. They'll push Ogerpon. Do they see what I see? There's a Capturing Aroma for the heads. Okay. For Archeops. Ay. There's a Capturing Aroma again. For another heads. Let's go. Let's go. For nothing. For the Iron Bundle. There's a Hyper Blower. How much does this do to the bench? I think I give them my Litten. Because they can't... If I give them the Radzard, that's 2 kills. If I give them Pidgeot, there's a chance they go for something. I'll give them the Litten. There's a Lugia VSTAR. Jamming Tower. Doesn't really matter. There's Iono. Okay. So no boss, luckily. Primal Turbo. Do they go for the Sob and try to like mill me, or just try to delay until they can find something so they can find their boss? Oh, there's a Double Turbo and Legacy. They could go for the Torrential Pump. And there's a Sob, yeah, because they don't have the boss. Alright. So I can win the game now. Thankfully, I can go for the Quick Search, go grab myself this here switch into Charizard EX, and go for the Burning Darkness for the final 2 prizes. So there we go. Start off on the back foot here against Lugia V. Oh my god! They have a Legacy. Oh shit. I had a boss in hand. Oh my god. Oh my god, I had a boss in hand. I don't know what... Bruh. I'm dumb. No way. No way. There's Ultra Ball. That is ridiculous. I think I still have it, but that's a blunder that I should not be making. Gotta read the cards. Gotta read the cards. I just tunnel vision too hard on that switch. There's a Blood Moon. Luckily, the Blood Moon doesn't kill anything. Primal Turbo. 2 onto the Blood Moon. I mean, attacks were free. 2 onto Lumineon. Retreat into Blood Moon. And then there's a Blood Moon for 240. So, thankfully, we still pick up the win. That was almost a really bad blunder. But let's Burning Darkness for 300. Take out this Blood Moon. And let them draw a 7. For the final prize. Okay. Chill. Chill, chill, chill. Alright, so we finished this tournament. 5-2, guys. I don't think that's enough for Top Cut. I'll check just in case, but I think that'll be it for me. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I don't think there's definitely not a way for me to Top Cut, so. Yeah, GG guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you enter that giveaway for this week.